include Herman Melville, her mother, and her friends, the Kansas wetlands and prairies, Michigan's Higgins Lake, Japan, where she lived for 6 years, oceans everywhere. She has published several books, and her scholarly work and essays have appeared. I cut this off, but she's very, very well published, and we are very, very lucky to have her. It's my privilege to introduce Elizabeth Schultz.
Is that good?
Once again, I want to thank Megan Kaminski for organizing these readings. They are all about making community, and it's so wonderful to think that we can make community not with guns, but with poetry. It's really what we should all be about, and I wish that we had a pentangle of the arts rather than a pentagon for guns. I'm going to be reading from a little chapbook that I published by myself in response to the BP oil spill. It's called Engulfed. And the first poem I'm going to read is called Brown Pelican. Distinguished, the brown pelican perches on a pedestal. The sea laughs up to him. The sun silhouettes him. Both czar and jester, the pelican is avian and amphibian. He knows his place in sea and sky, flying through water, diving through air. Shape-shifting shaman bird, the brown pelican is transformed into alien. Mired and slathered with oil, he is immobile. Smeared and sheathed with oil, distinctions of head, beak, and feathers are reduced to lump. An eye stares from the gunk, rolls glassy blue, a planet grounded. And I'm now going to read a poem that needs a little introduction. It's called Harpooning Mother Earth. It draws on my love for Herman Melville's Moby Dick. And it also draws on the fact that when the first oil well gushed up in Titusville, Pennsylvania in 1860, there were two whale captains standing in the circle around that geyser, and one of them, the Herald Tribune reported, turned to the other one when that spill of oil rose up into the air and said, "My God, they've harpooned Mother Earth." What is so interesting about this story, of course, is that whale oil was the oil that was used well into the 19th century, before petroleum became available. I will also, in the course of this poem, I hope you don't have to have read Moby Dick to catch the allusions, but there are a number of allusions, including the last line, which comes from the end of Melville's novel. So, harpooning Mother Earth. At the harbor, the girls wished us greasy luck as we set out for deep water to plumb the depths for glistening liquid gold. The 10 boys were good old boys, and our captain had his humanities, plus a streak of lightning tattooed across his heart. Day after day we drilled, filling barrel after barrel, our captain demanding we go further, deeper, into the layers beneath the sea. Though we'd contracted for pocket change, our captain had his sights set on futures options, obsessed to grasp it all. It proved a butchering sort of business, this spurting of oil up through the sea, red as rusty gore, to light the merrymakings of men and the solemn churches that preach unconditional inoffensiveness by all to all. We drove harder, farther, wind screeching about us, our faces grimed and grim, until the rig exploded into an inferno of snaky flames and body parts, and buoyed by the corpses of turtles and albatrosses, I only am escaped alone to tell thee. And another poem that draws on my interest in 19th century American literature. This poem draws on Kate Chopin's 1899 novel called The Awakening. I'm sure many of you know it. It's very definitely a novel about a woman who has to find her own way, and one of the ways in which she is shown to do this in Chopin's wonderful narrative is by her gradual awakening to the realization that she can swim. So reviewing Kate Chopin's The Awakening. She strips, leaving a wake of white petticoats on the shore, and steps toward the sea where it meets the white sand, whispering and sighing as the surf stirs up rusty red glue. Caressed by the sea, she leaves Grand Ile behind, sets her sights on Deepwater Horizon and Barataria Bay. In the novel, she strokes strongly, stretching beyond children's calling and others' expectations. She awakens to her own supple body, and in this poem, to turtles swimming alongside her in the sludge. She crawls through the waves' swelling sheen, through the shadows of birds, and sinks with the dolphins around her. I should have said that Chauvin's novel also takes place just where the BP spill occurred. I'm going to read two more short poems that are more personal in their orientation. One is called A Collection of Shells. Knowing summer inland lakes with embracing shores, we hadn't dreamed of ocean. Now in the family car, on our only family holiday, away from winter, driving towards Sanibel, my brother and I stopped bickering at Mammoth Cave. Smitten by stalactites, we prepared to be overwhelmed by wonders. Christmas became unnecessary. Quick into our bathing suits, my brother dashed to the surf, crazy, splashed up a frenzy, stepped into soft white sand. Stepping into soft white sand, I paused, enraptured by a horizon which could slice sea from sky. I turned to watch the sand funnel in the dark hollows behind my heels, but focused on the shells clustered in bracelets and necklaces on the shore's long tidal lines. The shells I would name and keep. We looked together then, my brother and I, competing in discoveries and delight, creating a collection to take home, to line up on cotton in a box, to closet away for years. In my mind, I unpack them now. Coquina, scallop, angel wing, coolie cap, wondering how long the sea can shell out so capaciously. children know, and I put parentheses around K, so this also reads children now, for Hillary, Timmy, Mallory, Aiden, Lucy. A great aunt, watching on the sidelines, I see how they glow and grow, while greenhouse gases trap heat near the Earth's surface. They do not do without a choice of breakfast cereals and velvet treasure boxes, while the human population pours CO2 into the atmosphere faster than it can be absorbed. They race around on razor scooters and are wizards on their handheld gizmos, while oceans acidify and seas rise, while reefs and glaciers disappear. Abracadabra, they conjure magic and appreciate mythology, while deserts and wildfires rage. They mind their manners and, in her presence, their great aunt, while a million species go extinct. They are so lovely and so sure, and though there's been enough of steady loving, the children do not sleep well and weep for the loss of stars in their bright nights. Thank you very much.